I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, brought to you by Troy Nissan on the bypass right here in Troy, and a huge selection of beautiful Nissan cars and trucks awaiting you today, right across from Waffle House in Troy on the bypass. And of course, boy, I love those new Nissan SUVs. I want to mention also the Huddle House, a great place for breakfast today. Now, you like omelets? They've got about 50 omelets to choose from. I tell you, I don't know any business anywhere that serves more different types of omelets. And, of course, if you're on that carb diet, no carb diet, that is a pretty good item, is an omelet from Huddle House. Want to mention also Bird Drugs on the square in downtown Troy, and of course open at 7 o'clock for breakfast every morning, and except for Sunday. And boy, good. If there's any better bacon, I know it's Kelly's Bacon from Elba, Alabama, but I tell you, that's the best bacon in the world. And that old saying that you can smell it all the way across the square, well, that is the truth. And it is delicious. And of course, eggs to go with that, grits to go with that, and hard toast to go with that, or BLT with ham. How about that? Today from Bird Drugs. And there's a new, a new sheriff in town on the square in downtown Troy. Rumors is opening up on Monday, and I stopped by and saw those folks yesterday, and great bunch of people, and they've been in the restaurant business a long time. They're in Ozark, very popular place in Ozark, and they're coming to Troy with a great restaurant, and they'll not only specialize in hamburgers of all types, and wonderful fresh ground beef, never frozen. That's the kind of hamburger I like. I like fresh ground beef, and they say there's nothing that comes out of there when it comes to ground beef that's not fresh, and that's delicious. And of course, they'll have meat and vegetables. They'll have wings. Some of the best wings you've ever eaten. Hot dogs, a real good hot dog with everything on it. I mean, it's going to be a fun, good, delicious restaurant that's going to serve some very good food. And Rumors is coming to downtown Troy starting Monday. And I know it's great to see the square, and I was looking at it the other day. Let's see, I don't know if I've got a piece of paper to show it, but it's really great how we're building restaurants in downtown Troy. Of course, if you start on the square, and on the square, let's say, I would say the east corner of the square would be the great Bird Drugs, and of course not only for drug store needs, but they have a wonderful deli there. Then of course Dolce, which is open right now on the square in downtown Troy. They open at 7 every morning, and I was there yesterday. They've got delicious bakery products. They've got quiche, some of the best you'll ever eat. They have sandwiches. They have a special every day for lunch, and just a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. In fact, I call it a yuppie restaurant in a way, because they serve a lot of different types of foods, and they can cater your party. They can you can order cookies, homemade cookies, some of the best you've ever put in your mouth. Just a wonderful restaurant, and actually, if you want to call it a donut shop, or do you want to call it it's called Dolce, and it is a wonderful, wonderful place to have coffee this morning or eat lunch this morning. Quiche, they have all types of quiche recipes that are delicious, and I tell you, we appreciate them very much. I want to mention also BB&T this morning, located in the Marketplace Shopping Center, and we appreciate him very much, and of course they're located right there, very convenient to people that shop in that mall there, that shopping center there. I want to mention Trojan Detail and my good buddy Jeffrey Bennett, and he's got a wonderful place there that can make your car or truck look like new. In fact, I was sort of ashamed to get in my truck the other day because it was so clean. Of course, looking at the square on down the square, you've got Rumors is going on the other corner. So right now we got both corners on the east side taken care of, and then we've got B. Gray's on the far southwest corner of the square, and then we've got our deli right in the middle. Steve, what is our deli right in the middle there? And then of course we've got Sips on the square right straight across. What? Yeah, Mama Goldberg's. I'm sorry, I almost forgot Mama Goldberg's, which is open every day of the week, and a great place for sandwiches, and great place to gather. And of course Sips on the square, and I was by their bakery yesterday. A lot of people don't realize, but they make donuts every day, and they've got a good breakfast item every day, and I tell you, their coffee and donuts are delicious. And of course they've got a noonday meal every day, and it is always unique and good. And of course their sandwiches and pizzas at night are outstanding. Just another great place to eat. And so and then we've got Ziad Rollins has got his restaurant on the back street over there, and we've got I want to mention another new restaurant coming to Troy is in the site of the old Troy Homemade Bakery, and right there as you cross the bridge coming from up Elm Street, as you cross the bridge, you'll see it right there on the left, and they're going to take that whole area there, and bring back Trojan Zone. And boy, was it great on the bypass, and it will be great in downtown Troy. I'm gonna tell you, their wings are as good as any you'll find anywhere. Their chicken is wonderful. Their chips, homemade chips, are outstanding. Their sandwiches are outstanding. It is a great restaurant. Trojan Zone is coming back to town. So, man, I'm counting before long. Right there in downtown, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and if you include our friends down at the Pig, gosh, you'll have 10 restaurants in the general area of downtown Troy. So downtown Troy is going to become a spot to go to at night and for lunch during the day. It is already a wonderful place, and when they turn those lights on at night, it's a festive look. So you can park your car, and before long, other businesses will be coming to Troy, and it's going to be something. I'm telling you, and it's going to be wonderful. And a lot of the folks that live in those apartments there over a lot of those businesses, and more apartments are coming up in downtown Troy. It's going to be a very unique place to live, and with all those restaurants and coffee shops coming up right here in Troy. We'll give you more information about these restaurants. The more familiar we get with them, but I'll tell you this: I've eaten at Rumors, their same restaurant in Ozark, and it is a winner, I promise you. If you just like good food. And they're going to have all kinds of ice cream, including they're going to have milkshakes and ice cream. And they'll be open till about 9 o'clock every night. So that is another good thing about that restaurant. And so they'll be open for lunch and dinner. So that'll be awfully good. Of course, I want to mention Sandbuck Insurance, Denny Sanford, in downtown Troy. And of course, while you're downtown, go and let him give you a quote on your homeowners or your automobile insurance, commercial insurance. Town and Country Flooring. Of course, I sat with Scott at Rotary the other day, and business is booming. And of course, if you have carpet, any kind of flooring, he can handle it. And of course, they're in the grill business now, which I don't know if you'll find any better grills anywhere. And of course, with summertime coming up, everybody needs a new grill. You need to drop by there and look at the barbecue grills and say hello to Lana and Scott in Town and Country. A very good place to do business. Want to mention also Sisters, and we can't leave them out, located on Highway 231 South, and boy, they've got some great food. I don't know if you'll find any better food. Of course, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Sunday, they have a buffet, a delicious buffet, a big, long buffet with everything on it that you'll want. And then on Monday and Tuesday, you'll order from the menu, and it is delicious. I recommend the fried oysters or the fried shrimp on Mondays. That's a real good item. And of course, but their food is good all the time. And hey, when you're hungry, go to Sisters. Jean's Flowers on South Brundage Street, and gosh, with prom season, with Easter, and a lot of things going on this time of the year, one of the great places to go for flowers and is Jean's Flowers. And again, they can get they can wire flowers all over the world if needed. So they're great people, and we appreciate it very much. This show is brought to you by First National Bank of Brundage, Alabama. and of course their location on the main street in downtown Troy, and downtown Brundage. Of course, the Ramages have run that bank for a long time, and we appreciate them. And also Dalco Rentals, and of course they're out of Enterprise, and they do a great job. From a lawnmower, this is the way I look at it, from a lawnmower to a bulldozer, they've got it at Dalco, and they've been in business a long time. Richard Dowling and Warren Dowling, great people and good people to do business with. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town and Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Back to our show on a Thursday, and boy, we ran through this week in a hurry. Of course, last night, Troy University walloped Jacksonville State in a game that was played in Anniston last night, and of course, they played that game there because of the storm damage to the baseball complex there in Jacksonville. They played the game right there on the highway 50, what is that, 457, and Troy beat them 16-13. As far as playing the mid-week games, Troy is playing maybe perhaps their best baseball in 20 years, maybe 25 years, maybe ever, playing in these midweek games. You know, that's your non-conference games. I think Troy's just lost one game in that whole, in the whole schedule of midweek games, and it's really a tribute to Coach Mark Smart and his staff that he can have his teams ready to play. And of course, that was a good Jacksonville team last night that they beat, and you know it's fun to win most any time, and especially against a team that you've loved to hate all these years, Jacksonville State. But of course, we've got a lot of golf to talk about. We've got the Masters going on. We'll give you a shot at that today. I was thinking that we would have more of a rundown of the Masters deal. I'm hoping there's more in this paper than it shows here. Okay, here's something here, right here, we can take a look at. But the Masters, of course, is started. I would think they've already teed off. In fact, I know they have certain groups, and I bought just one paper today, and I might have made a mistake because I'm thinking that a lot of this Masters information is on this next section here, and hopefully that's where it's going to be, but I don't think so. So I might be in trouble here. I might not have the Masters information. Hopefully one of the call-ins will have some more of this information from the Masters in Augusta. Here we go. We've got it right here. The first group to go off was Austin Cook, Ted Potter Jr., and Wesley Bryan. They went off at 7:30, and I believe that's Eastern time. So that's a 6:30 our time. I'm thinking that's where it is. And then another group going off soon, Ian Wooston, Ryan Moore, and Jonathan Vegas go off at 7:41. Let's talk golf today, and I love golf, and I'm sort of a student of watching golf over the years, not playing it. I've never been a very good player, but I've always liked to keep up with golf. Ian Wooston, something that he did, Steve, do you know what happened to Ian Wooston that cost him a golf tournament? He had too many clubs in his bag. Did you know that, Steve? And how many clubs can you have? Do you know? 13 or how many? But he had too many clubs, and he was disqualified because he had too many clubs in his bag, and that was some part of history there. Of course, Mike Weir goes off. Brendan Steele and amateur Matt Paziel, and something. What's the unique thing about Mike Weir, Steve? First of all, huh? All right, you can have 14 clubs in the bag, and he evidently had 15, and he was disqualified. Mike Weir is a left-handed golfer out of Canada, and he is a former Masters winner. He hasn't done much since, though. And of course, going off at 8:30 is Jose Maria Olazabal, Kevin Chappell, and Dylan Brentelli. Going off at 8:25 is Shambo, DeChambeau, I think that's his name, and Weisberger and Matt Patrick going off in around 8:45 this morning. But let's take a look at when the guys go off that we're interested in taking a look at. Our phone is ringing, and we'll pick that up in a minute. But the Tiger, of course, is red hot right now, and a lot of people think he can win. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Mike Amos calling in from where? Where are you calling in from this morning?
Cold Vestavia Hills, 35 degrees.
35 degrees in Vestavia. Right now,
a lot of parts of the state are freezing. I was looking at some. Coleman was like 27 degrees.
Yeah, Haleyville was 27 degrees this morning too, and of course that's up in the Hallows of North Alabama. The airport reported 39 degrees this morning, and it was 41 in downtown Troy. So not quite as cold as we would thought it was going to be. Of course, a lot of folks went out and got their plants and brought them in, but it doesn't look like it's they're going to need it. This guy here named Robert Griffin III, what happened to him, Mike? He just signed a 1-year deal with the Redskins, but
yeah, I mean, he's the guy that won the Heisman at Baylor.
I know. Oh yeah, he's the guy that won it at Baylor. But I mean, he started off his pro career pretty good.
Hadn't done very well in the pros.
No, and of course he is going to he signed with the Baltimore Ravens. He'll back up Joe Flacco. Oh, Flacco had a very mediocre year this past year, didn't he?
Yeah, they didn't have the year I think they were kind of hoping for. Did
they
win last night in baseball?
Yeah, they beat Jacksonville 16-13. And I just started listening to I went to a Masters party out at the Troy Country Club last night, and they bid on different players and all that.
Troy 10-run rule in the seventh seals 10-run seventh seals wild win at Jack State. Wow, that's crazy.
Exactly. Now, where was that game played, Mike?
It was played in Oxford.
Yeah, did they give any details on it? And of course, Jacksonville State hit a grand slam home run in the last inning. Troy led about 7 runs going into the 9th inning, and that guy that couldn't throw strikes the other night threw a grand slam home run, but Troy was able to pull it out by 3, 16-13.
Yeah, Troy's now 20-9, really off to a good start.
Well, another thing, I can't remember Troy playing the midweek games any better than they have this year. I think they just lost one.
It's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jack State was up 9 to 4 going into the seventh inning, and Troy scores 10.
I'd like to know. All right, let's see. I'm gonna tell you this: Sanders, Troy shortstop, is as good a player as they've had in a long time. He is a great player, batting right at 400, and then of course.
Well, listen to this: Sanders didn't even have a hit.
He didn't. Isn't that amazing? Did he break his hitting streak or something?
Let's see. He was 0 for 5 with one walk, 2 strikeouts, 3 left on base. Frederick was 1 for 3. Dennison was 2 for 5.
How many did Dennison knock in last night?
2.
Boy, he is something.
Randy Lockridge was 2 for 6. This guy's been really tearing the cover off the ball. Brody Bender was 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
How much? Just 1 for 4?
Rigsby Mosley was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
And then Chase Smart was 2 for 6 with 1 RBI. And then a guy named Cole Prestegard.
Prestegard, yeah.
It was 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And then Early Manning was 1 for 4 with 1 RBI.
Yeah, Early Manning's the friend. Is the young man from Gardendale that's a friend of your cousin up there.
Yeah, I was out. I went to a party last night in Mountain Brook, and we had a birthday party to go to, and I saw our old buddy Good.
Good, man, I hadn't heard from Good in a long time.
Yeah, it was great to see him. He was catching up, and he was doing real well. He was in there with Bill Crow.
He was there with Darryl?
No, Bill Crow.
Oh, Bill Crow. Well, I'll tell you this. He's probably
Baker's brother.
Hey, Good is probably the most eligible guy in Birmingham, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's a real sharp guy. He told me that he just bought a 37-foot boat down at the beach.
Oh yeah, well he likes it, and he's a great guy, a good price, and and of course at one time you slept on his mattress, isn't that right?
What was the company called?
Spring Air.
Spring Air mattresses. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember the time that big old transfer truck came up to the beach house down there, next door to us? And we could have gotten any mattress we wanted, and we just stood there and watched. You know what I mean? He was going to let us have any mattress we wanted, and we just helped other people get a mattress that needed one, whatever.
Yeah, Troy, let's see, Sadler Goodwin got the start, went 5 innings.
Sadler Goodwin. Now, that is a unusual name. Sadler Goodwin.
Then they picked Max Newton, Lance Johnson, Zach Lightsey, Levi Thomas, and C.J. Carter.
Boy, that's something. Now, and of course, they scared me a little bit at the Lance giving up that grand slam home run the last inning, but they still were up by 7 at the time, so that was a big win for Troy. Anytime you beat your arch rival Jacksonville State, they play again later on down the line, don't they?
I can't remember if Troy's already swept them or not.
Yeah. I'll tell you a game that I'm interested in, too, is the Troy-Mississippi State game, which is going to be played in Birmingham, Mike. And I thought that would be, I wish they'd come to Troy, but, hey, why not play them in Birmingham and let all that Birmingham crowd root for Troy for a change,
Yeah, they've been to Troy before, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know they have.
Troy goes to the mountains for the weekend. They'll probably have snow up there somewhere, playing 3 games at Appalachia State.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They've got to go down to. In fact, they're heading up there right now. They'll have today off, and probably will knock around a little bit up there, and then they'll play 3 games. It's a 3-game set starting on Friday. But I tell you what, you got to hand it to Coach Smart. You said they've lost 9 games, but every game has been pretty close, and of course 3 of those games was to one.
They've been dominant in midweek games. Only one midweek game they lost was to Auburn.
Yeah, and Auburn's having a great year, and so is Florida State. So good luck to them. Of course, high school baseball is already getting ready for the tournament, Mike. Can you believe that?
Did Charles Henderson really win their area? Did I read that right?
They sure did. They went undefeated in their area. So, what's
their overall record? Like 5-20?
Oh yeah, it's not very good. But they're Charles Henderson.
Who's all in their area? I'm just curious.
Well, Greenville is in their area, I think, and I want to say Carroll of Ozark is, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I can tell you that. But let me tell you, they're playing good at the right time, so that means a lot. And they had the coaching change right in the middle of the season, and sometimes a new coach and new people running the show is good. It sort of brings life back into the program, And,
did you see the par 3 yesterday what Nicklaus's grandson did?
Boy, that was something. Tell everybody about it. Those of you that didn't see it, this was on TV yesterday. Tell us what happened.
Well, I mean, it was just the last hole. They let different family members take shots, putt, stuff like that. And, his name's G.T. Nicklaus, and apparently he's a pretty big golfer. He enjoys it a lot, but he's a young kid. He's like
this is Jack Nicklaus's grandson now.
Or 15 years old. So
he wasn't but 15 years old.
Yeah, at the very end, Nicklaus and Player and Watson are all playing together. I guess Watson has taken over the role of Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
And he gets up there. The only time he's hit the ball all day on the par 3, and just hits an amazing shot right on the green, and it starts rolling towards the cup. And before you know it, it rolls in, and then everybody just goes crazy. And Jack Nicklaus is like bawling, crying. And it was like the most special moment he's ever had in Augusta. And, I mean, it was just unbelievable to see a kid that young do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know how proud it must have made his
it did.
His granddad.
Boy, old Nicklaus.
And then Tom Watson at 68 wins the par 3.
Yeah. Well, isn't that amazing? Well, I'll tell you this. Nicklaus looked as good as I've seen him look in years. Didn't you think it did? Looked like he lost a bunch of weight and just looked great.
I'll tell you who looks good as a player to be 82. You would never think he was 82 years old.
Oh, gosh. I thought he was older than that, Mike. But he's a great player.
Nicholas is 78, player's 82.
Yeah. He's a great guy. He's one of these guys that still does push-ups and set-ups every morning and so forth. And of course, I was taking a look at baseball. The number one team in high school baseball in Alabama is Auburn High School, followed by McGill-Tulane, then Hoover, then Oak Mountain. Mike, our guy got his team 19-7, ranked 4th in Class 7A. He's an outstanding coach. I wouldn't doubt that some colleges are going to pick him up, don't you think?
Yeah, Derek Irons.
Yeah, Derek Irons, who led
good person too.
Yeah, he led Charles Henderson to back-to-back state championships a few years back, and of course his home was Birmingham. Another thing about him, not only did he make an impact as a coach, he was an outstanding Christian leader. He worked with a college program at the First Baptist Church, and gosh, he had that thing. He had 200 and 300 kids coming to church every Tuesday for years, and of course they still got a good program. But Irons is quite a guy, no question about it. Looking at Enterprise, Mike's ranked number 7, and their coach, Coach Pruitt, used to be here at Troy, and very good coach. But you know who's lurking back in the pack? Guess who's lurking back in the pack?
It was 7A?
Yeah.
Vestavia Hills?
Exactly right. The best program in the history of high school baseball, wouldn't you think? Them along with Skipperville.
D.W. Long's won more championships.
Yeah, but boy, Vestavia's done it in the biggest classification, and Vestavia has a situation like Troy's. You know what that is, don't you?
What, the field turf?
Yeah, they have the field turf. No, the only dirt at Vestavia High School is the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna see more and more people going to it because of the maintenance that goes to with that and so forth. Central Phoenix City is ranked 10th. No other South Alabama team. I know it's Mountain Brooks 15-8. Now their baseball park is also you could throw a rock and almost hit it, couldn't you?
Yeah, their baseball fields and stadium and everything's right through the woods where I live over here. So I'm on the Mountain Brooks.
It's one if they didn't hit it's one if they didn't hit a foul ball over there toward you and hit a road and roll.
I definitely at night when all the lights are on. I mean, it lights up everything around there.
Yeah.
So there's several ballparks that the varsity has a really nice stadium, but then there's a lot of rec league fields around there too.
Tell us a new business that is located over there near you that is owned by a guy that's quite familiar to all of us.
To where now?
Doesn't Saban have a Mercedes business over there near you?
Yeah. Saban's Mercedes-Benz just opened up in Irondale.
How many of those dealerships does he have now?
He's got 2 in Birmingham, 1 in Nashville, so he's got 3.
Oh boy, man, that's something. Of course, tell us about this barbershop controversy. Are you familiar with it?
The barbershop stuff?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Saban.
No, LeBron James will not win that to save his life. There's been like 20 different barbershop themed movies, shows.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have the rights to anything.
But he's threatening to sue him.
Alabama lawyers, Jay Ezel will eat LeBron James alive.
Jay Ezel is married to the Turner girl from Troy. Is that right?
Yeah, Caroline Turner.
Caroline Turner, of course,
Trust me,
the daughter of Wayne Turner.
Alabama lawyers, everybody said that Alabama will win this case hands down. It won't be close.
But what are they doing? What are they doing?
He's just being a punk. I mean, he really is. I mean, he acts like he invented the show.
Yeah.
And that. I mean, it's a big money thing for him. He makes a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
But it's not his idea. It's not something he came up with.
I tell you what, if he's going to sue Nick Saban, he's going up against a stubborn guy that will.
Well, they've already gone at it in the media back and forth already now.
And of course,
I tell you, if anybody wants to watch a good show, ESPN did something on Justin Thomas's relationship with Nick Saban about how close they are, and that was really good. If you watch
mean the golfer?
The Masters this week, I'm sure they'll show it again.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
They did a big special on Saban and how much he loves golf and how close him and Justin Thomas have become.
Yeah, I didn't realize Saban loved golf like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is he pretty good?
They said Saban shoots in the low 80s.
And of course, did he play much? I know he lives right on the golf course, doesn't he, or right on the river?
Yeah, he plays a pretty good bit. He plays with the golf coach, Jay Sewell, at the Pate.
Yeah.
The Pate is the Jerry Pate golf facility.
Yeah, and it's located right there on the river, and in part of that complex.
North River. Yeah, North River.
Now, Jerry Pate was real close to Bear Bryant. For years and years, Alabama would be playing, and Pate be on the sidelines, standing right next to him. I could understand him being on the sideline, but I can see Coach Bryant saying, "Now, Pate, listen, we'll talk later." You remember seeing Pate on the sideline?
Yeah, kind of. When Pate was really good, I was so young.
Yeah. Pate was sort of a Hollywood type guy anyway, cute. One of these pretty boys,
Yeah, he was real good on CBS. I'm surprised he didn't try to go back into broadcasting.
What you mean? He does some broadcasting on CBS?
No, he was a great broadcaster on CBS for years.
Yeah,
golf.
Yeah,
Jerry Pate was.
What he does now is build golf courses. He's got a company and he lives in Pensacola, and I think now for years he had a place at Shoal Creek, but I don't know if he still does or not.
Well, he built Limestone Springs up here too.
Yeah, which is in Sylacauga.
No, which is in Aniana.
Oh, Aniana. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful courses you'll ever see. It's gorgeous up there.
That's where Danny O'Toole and his kids play golf. You do know Danny O'Toole that played quarterback here at Troy, and of course his dad, Ed O'Toole.
One of his sons is playing on the Asian tour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got another one on, I think, playing a little too. I want to say he's got two sons that are playing pro golf. Casey O'Toole, I think, is one of the names, and it's amazing. And I just people that knew Ed O'Toole, their dad, and of course he former Enterprise High School coach and a very good friend of mine, especially when Danny played quarterback here at Troy, who loved golf. I mean, that family loved golf as much as anybody I know. He would have been so tickled. He'd go, let me tell you something, he would have lived in Asia so he could watch his grandson play.
I'll tell you what, he would have loved to see Bo Nix and Pinson Valley win that state championship this year.
Well,
Pinson Valley went undefeated and won the state championship this year.
Yeah, that's where the O'Tooles went to school. You're exactly right. Now, Cox, and I was trying to think of his nephew that played at Jacksonville that was so good. And, you know, his son, his brother-in-law and the quarterback that played at Jacksonville are SEC officials. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking about golf in a few moments. Have you seen any scores come in yet?
It's pretty crazy, all the buzz about Tiger and Phil, and, you know, you got Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, I mean, Dustin Johnson. I mean, this is one of the most anticipated Masters I can ever remember.
All right, last night at the Troy Country Club, the first one that went was McIlroy. He was the highest bidder. It was McIlroy, and then came Tiger, and then came Phil, the first three, I think, and then, of course, Spieth was number 4. And I could be wrong here, but those are 4 pretty good ones. And then your buddy from Tuscaloosa, he was 5, I think.
Oh, Justin Thomas?
Yeah, does Thomas live in Tuscaloosa or does he live in Kentucky? Where does he live?
He lives down in Florida, but he's from Kentucky.
Do you even remember him at Alabama?
Yeah, he was a SEC National Player of the Year. He won the Heisman Trophy for golf.
You know, I didn't realize all that.
Yeah, he was the best player in the country.
So, really? I did not realize that.
Oh, he's a phenom.
Oh, really? Now, Duffner was one of the top 15, I think.
The longest driver on tour right now is a guy named Trey Mullinex from Gardendale that played at Alabama, too.
Well, I thought it was the Vegas guy that was no, what's his name?
Finau.
What?
Finau, Tony Finau.
Yeah, Finau. Yeah, he's had the best average drive.
Mullinex was number 1 when I saw it the other day, but maybe Finau is now.
I'm sure they changed.
Garrett Woodland hits a long ways. Dustin Johnson hits a long ways.
Yes, and you know, Tiger averaged 314. That's pretty good. Let me tell you about this. Club speed. All right, I told you that Andrew Williams from right here in Troy, you know, one of the leading distance drivers in the world. Of course, he's the son of Johnny Williams.
I mean, my God, are they still over in Europe? They must be there for 2 or 3 weeks.
No, they're back. They went to Disney World in Paris. Can you believe that? And they loved it.
Oh, I was seeing pictures yesterday for them in Europe.
Yeah, they were doing something over there, but Andrew's club speed was 132. You know what Tiger's club speed was? 129, which is real. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, just think of the power behind a 129 mile an hour swing. That means his club swing to the ball is 129 miles per hour. And that was even more than Andrew, and that 132 is one of the longest, probably one of the best in the country. But
but it doesn't mean anything, you know, if you can't chip and putt.
Yeah, but
you know, these long drivers are great when it comes to long driving.
Yeah, but Mike, that's going to come.
I wonder where they would shoot if they went out and played 18 holes.
Yeah, but that's going to come. In my opinion, I think he is on his way, and it might be this week. You know, Mark O'Mara goes off today at I want to say 825. And he used to sort of own the Masters. Didn't you think he played the Masters good?
He only won it one time.
What is the other distinction of Mark O'Meara? Let's see what you know.
He won the British Open and the Masters in the same year.
Yeah, but what else about him?
He's from California.
Yeah, but where does he live?
I don't know.
Well, you know, he is Tiger's best friend. Did you know that?
I don't think they're that close anymore.
How do you know?
Now, back in the old days they were, but they're not. I don't think he's that
well,
close.
They live right next to each other in Orlando, didn't they?
I don't know. I mean, I know they.
Coffee. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but this is laid-back television. Yeah. What'd you say, Mike? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say they're not as close as they used to be?
Well, I don't think anybody's as close to Tiger as he used to be. You know, Tiger's lost a lot of friendships over the years.
Yeah. Vijay Singh goes off at 8:36.
That's a guy that's had a great career and nobody really ever talks about.
Yeah, you're right. No question. Thank you, Steve. Isn't it great that the boss brings you coffee? Thank you, brother.
Jack Nicklaus's grandson hit a hole in one.
I know. We talked about it. Yeah. Can you believe that? They say he's just 16 years old. He looked like a grown man, didn't he?
No, he's 15 years old.
Yeah, 15 years old. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing that thrilled Jack probably anymore.
One of his nephews played tight end for Florida State on the national championship.
That's right. He sure did.
Plays in the NFL.
He sure did. He play in the NFL?
Yeah, O'Leary.
Well, that is great. I didn't know that. Who is this guy here? Karadek Aberrant, something like that. He's playing with Pat Perez. I took Pat Perez as a sort of a sleeper,
Yeah, Pat Perez is playing his best golf.
Yeah, he's pretty good. You're right. He's playing pretty good.
Pat Perez grew up playing out west with Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Of course, 8:58. Danny Willett goes off with Kyle Stanley.
He's the guy that won it a few years ago. That played 1 year at Jack State.
And Jason Duffner, the young man from Auburn, a guy. Let me tell you, I tell the story.
Duffner's kind of guy I would take maybe.
Yeah.
As a sleeper.
I tell the story about Jason Duffner coming to Troy one weekend to do a clinic on a Friday, and he actually missed a playing date. I don't know if it was because of it or something else, but he came and did a clinic for the kids and just was outstanding. I mean, spent all kinds of time with them and so forth. But it turns out that one of the members of the Troy Country Club is his best friend, and he now lives in Auburn, and
who is that?
He's a banker. I'll tell you about it later. But I want to mention also Zach Johnson. Now he's another one that will got a shot at winning this thing. He plays that course pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's already won a Masters.
Yeah, and of course he's a solid player. Going off on the group.
The only problem with Zach Johnson, he doesn't hit it very far.
I'll tell you another guy.
I'm surprised you hadn't heard from Will Matthews from the grounds yet.
I know it. I know it. He was at practice, and we had some guys that went over yesterday or on Tuesday, and
my
had a big time.
Owner of her business is going over there.
Yeah. Of course, I want to mention too that Hideki Matsuma, whatever.
He hadn't done as well this year.
No,
really
but he is considered one of the top 10 players in the world, and I wouldn't doubt if he didn't play well. And also in his group, going off at 909, Paul Casey, and he
won a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
he's
playing pretty good, out of England. And of course, as I mentioned, Zach Johnson goes off at 9:31 with Martin Kamer and Brandon Grace. Martin Kamer had won a Masters before, but he hadn't done much since, has he? Hello.
Who are you talking about?
Martin Kamer. Didn't he win a Masters a few years ago?
No, he won the PGA.
Oh, it was PGA instead of the Masters. course, Tiger Woods goes off at 9:42 with Mark Leishman and Tommy Fleetwood. So everybody be watching. And this is all live, too, isn't it, Mike? In all this live today?
Especially on ESPN.
These times, it doesn't say whether they're, I would say they're Eastern time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Augusta's on Eastern time.
Yeah. I asked a friend of mine, Alan, yesterday, did he have a egg egg salad sandwich? And he said no, but he had several pimento cheese sandwiches. He said the sandwich cost $1.50. He said a beer.
Yeah, everything on the menu there, if you bought everything, it would be like $56.
Yeah.
That's what
The beer, yeah, that's right. And the beer.
Everything's real affordable.
Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you, they wrap everything in green paper. And buddy, there's somebody. I remember back in the days where people smoked a lot. There were people going around just to pick up cigarette butts and so forth. Taking a look at some more golfers down the line today. This would be a good one to watch at 9:53, right after Tiger. You can watch Sergio. Of course, Sergio's the defending champion. Mike, I can't like Sergio. A lot of people like him. I'm just not a big Sergio fan. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a big Sergio fan either.
But now he's married and got a child, so he's matured quite a bit, wouldn't you think?
You know, Sergio used to date a girl off the Troy University golf team for many years.
No way, Mike. Don't be telling me that. Yeah, you're about like Will Matthews coming up with something like that.
Yeah, he really did. He dated her for several years. I can't remember her name, but I remember that was definitely true.
Well, I'll tell you two other guys. One of them was a race car driver. He used to date a Troy co-ed.
I can't believe your man went credit.
Trying to get these kids to school.
Uh-oh, are you in trouble?
No, we're just trying to get them loaded up.
Yeah. Okay, do you need some time off here?
I'll call you right back.
All right, good deal. We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the Matthews Law Firm in Ozark, Alabama.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
If you, I tell you what, I recommend that grill from from Town & Country, Florida today. They're in the grill business in a big way, and they've got a grill now that everybody wants. And drop by and see them today, and they'll tell you how it works and so forth. Want to mention Trojan Auto Parts. Say hello to my good friend Mike Kilcrease today, and looking for auto parts. One of the cleanest auto parts businesses you'll ever go into, and of course has a great selection of items other than parts that you can pick up this morning at Trojan Auto. If you need to have your windshield replaced, just pull up, tell them you want a new windshield, they'll come out and put it in for you. Same way with a battery, they'll put you a new battery in your vehicle at no extra charge, as long as you buy the battery there. And of course, just great people, and I've known Mike a long time, and the people that work for him are great people too, and we appreciate them. Of course, Little Caesars for, I think, the best pizza in town, especially for just $5.39. You can get a delicious, fresh, ready-to-go pizza from our good friends at Little Caesars. And of course, Little Caesars, had those pizzas that are hot and ready, where you just get out of the car, go in, pick up your pizza and leave. Or they can add more ingredients to the pizza for just $1 more, and I promise you it'll be more than you can eat. And of course, remember, they're located right across the street from Troy Cable, and we appreciate them very much. I want to mention SARA, the Southeast Alabama Rural Health, and they're located on the Elba Enterprise Highway, and SARA is open right now. Well, actually, in about 3 minutes. They open at 8 o'clock in the morning. They close at 8 o'clock at night. That is 5 days a week. You can see a doctor without an appointment, or if you have any kind of emergency, they'll take care of that too. And then, of course, on Saturdays from 8 to 5, and on Sundays from 1 to 5, you can see a doctor without an appointment at SARA right here in Troy. Of course, that's a great, especially for these students at Troy that do not have a regular doctor. It's a great place to go. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, want to say hello to Jim and all his buddies there. And of course, you're looking for a Chevrolet car or truck, or Buick or GMC or Cadillac. They've got it. And of course, those Cadillacs are hot selling cars right now. And you can find them today at Bill Jackson Chevrolet. Horn Beverage, Booty Bruce, good morning to you, and Donna Horn and all the great people at Horn Beverage, and we appreciate them very much. And Troy Regional Medical Center, located on Highway 231 South, one of the strong local hospitals. I tell you, we ought to be awfully proud for a town our size to have the hospital and doctors that we have right here in Troy, Alabama. And more improvements are made every day, and they're just great people, and we appreciate them very much. I want to mention First Citizen Bank of Luverne, located right there just off the Main Street in downtown Luverne. Beautiful facility, and we appreciate them very much being a part of our show. I want to mention also P.S. Falk Furniture, and my good friend Andy Falk has a big furniture store in Enterprise on the bypass, and he goes and shops all over the world for items that you won't find anywhere else but in his shop. And I tell you, always a big crowd there because the prices are right for you to buy. And of course, a lot of people come up from the beach to buy furniture from P.S. Falk Furniture. I want to mention also, ladies and gentlemen, Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks located on the bypass, and they've got a big yard sale going on this weekend. You know, they had it a couple of weeks ago, and it was such a success, they're bringing it back, and they're going to throw some cars in there with it. So they've got a big sale starting at 7 o'clock in the morning from Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. We're going to have somebody on the air in just a few moments talking about that. I want to mention also Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need, with 3 locations in Troy, soon to be 4 locations in Troy. You've got Brundage location, you've got Goshen location, you've got Arrington location, you've got Dothan location, you got Enterprise location, you got New Brockton location, and Elba location. Ladies and gentlemen, Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need. We'll be back.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town and Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Okay, we're live right here on South Brundage Street in Troy, and we're talking to our good friends over at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
Automotive of Troy. Please listen carefully to the following menu options. For the sales department,
hopefully we'll be getting somebody. We're waiting on a call. They're having a giant multi-family yard sale at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck right here in Troy. Good morning.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yeah, tell us about your big multi-family yard sale this weekend.
What would you like to know?
Well, tell us about it. What time does it start? What type items will be for sale? And I know you're dealing today at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck. What you got? Tell us what we got going up on Saturday.
Just a moment. Let me get you somebody.
Wait a minute. You don't know how to
answer those questions for you, because I really do not know the answers to your questions.
Okay. All right. Bring somebody on the phone if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Just
evidently, the person that answers the phone at Premier doesn't understand what's going on this weekend. I'll tell you this right now. They've got their second.
This is Nikki. Can I help you?
Nick, this is Mike Amos with Today in L.A. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Tell us what's going on this weekend at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks.
Well, we were going to have a yard sale this weekend, but due to the severe weather, we're going to have to postpone that to a later date.
All right. Well, okay. I did not realize that. So we're going to have some bad weather on Saturday.
We are Saturday morning, so it's going to mess it up.
All right. When you do this, tell us how it works. You're not going to do it this weekend, but when you do it again, how do you get involved in this?
All you do is you can just call us, or you can send us a message on Facebook. You can tell us how many tables you want. The tables are free. All they do is they come out and we'll have the table set up. We'll call you the Friday before.
And y'all furnish us tables, is that right?
I'm sorry. Yes, tables. We provide the tables.
Yeah, that is great.
Mhm.
And
so we provide the tables for free. All you have to do is bring your stuff and set it up, and we're good to go. You're good
And it
to
doesn't
sail.
cost, and it doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost anything.
Isn't that amazing? That is fantastic. And
As soon as we get a new date, I can let y'all know.
you know, if I clean out my closet, I could have a table. Is that right?
Yes, sir. You can have one or
Or
two.
if I had an old lawnmower I need to get rid of, I could get rid of it, couldn't I?
Yes, you could.
If I had a bunch of golf clubs, which I do, and need to clean out my carport, hey, I could do that too. Is that right?
Sure could. You sure could. Anything you want to bring up here.
All right, now
Bring your wife.
when y'all had this before, was it a big success?
It was a very big success. We had tons of people show up, and everyone that was here, they made good money. They sold out of their products. They had a great time. So we just had it a month or so ago, and the people that was involved in that one's already wanting to sign up for the next one.
Well, I think it's great that y'all do that. Very innovative, I think. Again, you'll be selling some cars. I know you got one car as low as $2,900. That's quite a deal, isn't it?
It is. Very good deal.
And then, of course, you've got other cars for sale, and then you've got that $99 a month sale going on, too. That's a heck of a deal, too.
That is.
Most anybody, hey, I probably could afford $100 a month.
Definitely.
But, okay, do y'all have any idea when y'all might do this again?
We are going to discuss it today, and then we'll be able to let everyone know. But right at this very, very second, I don't have the future date.
Yeah. Well, tell Jason hello this morning. Of course, the owner of Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep that Mike Amos called, and I think this is something that excites everybody. Hey, if you don't watch it, these people are going to be wanting to do this every weekend.
Oh, goodness. Maybe not.
Where did he get this idea? Did he do this when he was over in Columbus, Georgia?
He did.
Well, I think it's great. I think people, first of all, it brings a lot of people to your store. And then at the same time, everybody's having fun. They're selling their goods, and they might end up with a fabulous deal on a Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep, or Ram truck.
Yes, sir.
Hi, now, are you one of the salespeople, or do you work on the staff there?
I work in the office.
And of course, are y'all booming? Are y'all dealing there? Are y'all selling a lot of cars?
We are. We are selling a lot of cars, yes, sir.
Now you can go to www.premiertroy.com and look at all the cars they have on their store now, but also they can get you a car from anywhere in the country, any make or model. Is that right?
That is correct.
Well, you sure do represent your company very well, and again, tell Jason that Troy Cable today in L.A. is all over his yard sale, and we'll be ready to talk about it when y'all get another date.
That sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
Thank you very much. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram truck. And I tell you, you're talking about somebody that's come to Troy, Alabama running, and he comes from one of the biggest, Jason comes from Gregory, comes from one of the biggest car dealer families in the world. I'm telling you, they are big time, and they are coming to Troy, Alabama, and in a big way, and they've got a lot of cars on the lots. And again, if there's a car in these United States of America that you want, they can get it for you, I promise you, from Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Call them today at 403-4646, and we appreciate them very much. Want to mention also a woman was injured during a fall from a horse at the Heart of Dixie Trail Ride. A 52-year-old woman was injured Tuesday afternoon when she fell from a horse at the trail ride. And you get on a horse, you're putting yourself on the line right there, and there's no safety belts on a horse, I promise you. So you just got to be careful. And of course, hey, Dixie, the Heart of Dixie Trail Ride is one of the most popular trail rides in this part of the country. I've got a niece, well, actually a cousin, that comes brings her horses down to the trail ride a lot of weekends, and they camp out, and they have a wonderful park where you can bring your motor home, or your what they call your horse carrier slash. Well, let's just say this, that you can. They have living quarters in the horse trailer, so a lot of those have that now. And of course, Heart of Dixie is a real good place to go if you like to ride horses. I want to mention also the coming up to support the Boys and Girls Club. Around 10:30 on Saturday morning, the command will be given to start your engines, and then the enough said motorcycle club will lead bikers on a 30-mile ride around Pike County, and at the same time raise money or funds for the Boys and Girls Club right here in Troy. And of course, Jamie Thomas, club president, is excited about this. They've got right now, if you want to ride, the riding fee is just $10 with additional $5 for an extra rider. So if you ride two, it's going to cost you $15. The more bikers and riders we have, the better money we can raise for the Boys and Girls Club. And registration will begin at 9 a.m. at the Boys and Girls Club on North 3 Street right here in Troy. And the ride will begin around 10 o'clock. The bike ride will be along Highway 29 North and on the back roads. Thomas said we'll loop around. And of course, there's a lot of areas down there that are very conducive for motorcycle riding. So so that's coming up this weekend, and a great way to raise money for the Troy's Boys and Girls Club. And they have a wonderful club right here in Troy, Alabama, named after one great man, Joel Withington, a guy that I've known all my life. Of course, his son Johnny is one of my best friends, and of course Johnny, for a long time city council member, and of course headed up the city council as president of the council for over 30 years, and of course did so much for our city. Sirloin tip roasts are just $2.69 a pound at Piggly Wiggly, and today also they got the fried drumsticks or thighs. A lot of folks gang up on these. The jumbo package is just 69 cents a pound. Assorted cut pork chops are just $1.17 a pound. Sirloin tip steaks. Now here's a good deal. The family pack is just $2.99. Now sirloin tip is a good steak if you cook it right and cut it right. Either cut it thin and or cut it thick. But sometimes if you don't cook it enough, or your meat's not thick enough, it's not quite as tender. So you take that steak and tell them to cut you an inch and a half, and I promise you'll find it out to be a great steak at Piggly Wiggly here in Troy. Of course, Brian's Jumbo Franks just $2 for $3. Center cut pork chops now just $1.49 a pound. Baby back ribs, this is a heck of a deal, $2.69 a pound. And maybe the best deal of them all is bacon. How many times do you go and see bacon, $6 and $7 a package? Well, you can go to Piggly Wiggly today and get Sunnyland Hotel sliced bacon for $2 for $6. So, and that's a 12-ounce package. That's a pretty good deal right there. Sliced turkey or ham today for $2 for $4. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Just calling back.
Hey, we must have hurt Bud's feelings, Mike. We hadn't heard from Bud in a long time. Do you reckon we hurt his feelings?
I have no clue.
Boy, I enjoyed hearing from Bud from Blue Bern.
Troy, I was seeing him playing in Boone, up in the mountains, Appalachian State. they'll be playing at an altitude of 3,600 feet. You think the ball will carry a little bit more there?
Gosh, you would think so, wouldn't you? You know, Denver, does it carry more in Denver?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why it's like a launching pad where the Rockies play. It's, it's Mile High Stadium up there.
Yeah, exactly.
5,200 feet.
Yeah. And, so that's a benefit. So I would think it would be a benefit, or the ball would blow out of there quite a bit in Boone. You know, I was looking.
I'd like to look at the mileage from Troy, Alabama to Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's got to be a long, long trip.
Well, let me tell you this. I'll tell you something I was looking at yesterday.
What would be farther, going there or going out to Texas State?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I would think you'd go to Texas State on Highway 40, Interstate 40.
Yeah.
I would think. Let me tell you, I was looking at the map yesterday. I've had several people ask me if we're going to have a bus trip to the game in Lynchburg, Mike, against Liberty.
Yeah.
That's a good trip as far as it's a lot of history up there and so forth. Beautiful country, I noticed that you would probably go through Bristol and Roanoke up that way and cut across to Liberty. How far would you think it was to, what's the name of the, right down the line, it's a twin city, Kingsport.
No, I mean, it's Bristol
and Kingsport.
Yeah, I mean, it's where East Tennessee State is up
That's
there.
Right, that's right, yeah. So how far would that be?
They call it the Tri-Cities.
You reckon how far that would be?
I don't know. I would think that's a long, long drive, though.
Yeah, well, it probably would be, but, we've gone on long drives before, but...
I mean, if I was a Troy fan going into next season, the trip I'd make, because we've already made it, you made it 3 times, I made it 2 times, is Nebraska. I think that's that's a bucket list trip.
Yeah, but now if you went in a bus and it'd take you'd definitely have to have 2 days to get up there.
Yeah, you got to fly. Yeah.
You think we'd have to fly?
Oh yeah. If you want
well, it costs more money to fly, but you know what? I will look into that, and maybe we could put together a charter, and so forth. Sunbeam Giant Bread, 24 ounces, 2 for $3 today at Piggly Wiggly. Remember, price plus 10%. They've also got Gwaltney sausage, 5, listen to this now, 5 12-ounce packages for $5. Boy, they're dealing today at Piggly Wiggly. Mike, tell us what's been going on with you.
Not much. Just got we honor our basketball coaches, men and women every year. At the end of the season, we have a big party and dinner and show specials up in Tuscaloosa at our new office and warehouse. So I'll be doing that tonight. And then tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be 42 years old, man. You'll have
oh boy,
your twins will be 42 in the morning.
You talk about something that ages me. The twins are 42. And I'll have to tell the story, I reckon. Should I tell it today or tell it tomorrow?
Maybe tell it tomorrow.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you talking about being shocked when it turned out that I had more than one baby. My wife had more than one child. And I was sitting in the waiting room by myself. And a lady, nurse, pushes a buggy out about 7:30 at night. Nobody was in the hallways or anything, and said, "Mr. Amos, I got something to show you." And I looked down, and I saw two babies, and I backed up, saying to myself, "I wonder which one of those is mine."
So I mean, back then they didn't allow you in the room at all.
Well, no, I don't know if I could have gone back there or not. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I wasn't that type guy that would be able to do that very well.
I didn't think I was that type guy ever, but I was.
Mike, especially in this situation, how would you like to be back there? Let's say you were back there, And ladies and gentlemen, this is Baptist Hospital in Montgomery. Dr. Byrne was the doctor, one of the most beloved doctors in Montgomery for years. And my wife had been in labor all day long from about 7:30 in the morning. And this was about 7:30 at night. And what if I'd been in there when after they delivered a big old guy like you, who weighed 6 pounds 10 ounces. Okay, 6 pounds 10 ounces. They go ahead and deliver him. Now, what if I'd been sitting watching all this? And how many minutes later was it?
11 minutes.
11 minutes later, ladies and gentlemen, a little hand. They see a little hand. And ladies and gentlemen, out comes a little baby girl, 5 pounds 10 ounces. This is true now.
A mean little baby girl.
This is true now, and with the thing wrapped around her neck. I mean, would I? You know your daddy pretty well. Would I gone sort of crazy?
Probably.
And thank God that I did not go in there. You know, but
see, I thought Camille was 6 pounds too.
No, she's 5 pounds 11 ounces at 6 pounds. You know, over the years that probably has changed, but we're looking at this. This is what we're looking at.
Like 13 pounds a baby.
Oh yeah, and they didn't know it was going to be twins. You know, that's what gets me. All right, let's see here. It'd have been let's see, how many 22 ounces right there. That would be about right at 13 pounds a baby. Babies, and they thought it was just going to be one, but back then they couldn't take a picture of it. You know, they would have known. They would have known They would have known several months ahead of time exactly how many babies there were going to be, and whatever, you know. But it turned out to be a total surprise, you know, pleasant surprise, that I ended up with 2 beautiful babies.
That's what I tell everybody all the time. Camille was in there 11 minutes longer, and her brain had more time to develop.
That's right, exactly right. And like you said,
that's why she's been so successful.
And think about it, and so mean. No, I tell you.
That's the thing growing up, when you had a twin, I don't know how many times I ate her food because she never ate anything.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I would like to say this, you know, being a total surprise. When my first child was born, Rebecca, who's, 3 or 4 years older than...
She's 4 years older.
4 years older than the twins. There was probably 100 people up there, at least that many, in the waiting room, all excited about our first baby. There was 0 people in the waiting room other than me. All right, so I had to take this on by myself, ladies and gentlemen, that, hey, what am I going to do? We just had twins. Hey, it's going to shock the world. Well, I called her, your grandmama up, your mama's mama, and it said, Miss Crow, guess what? We had twins. And for about 30 seconds, you could have heard a pin drop. And people would have had to know Beulah Crow to know that.
She would have been worried to death.
Oh boy, you're right. She would have worried. You're right. But and then when I called my mama, let me just tell you where the twins came from. My daddy was a twin. My daddy and Emma Lou Renfro, Jerry Renfro's mama, Emma Lou, everybody knew Emma Lou, were twin brothers and sisters.
And then grandmother had twins.
And then my mother had twins after giving birth to my brother Joel, and I have an older brother named Bill that's 12 years older than I am. So, but those twins, Mary and Myra, there were 2 girls. I'm getting pretty personal with you, I know. But they died after a day with pneumonia, and back then, that was just something that they didn't have the equipment for. And then 3 years later, I would say 3 years later, I was born. So that's and then my wife Carol had twins. So there was a lot of twins in our family.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it went back even farther than Granddaddy Amos, though. I thought there was another twin.
It might have. I was related. My family is related to the Rebels, and those Rebels lived in Goshen, you know, and they. I don't know down there line how many twins were, but it is definitely an inherited thing, you know.
Well, it's definitely.
Now I told you my story.
Even to this day, when we meet people, people are shocked that we're twins. A lot of people don't realize it.
Well, that's right, and of course, she was the dominant person, and she still is.
I'm just a little bit bigger than her.
She still is the dominant person, and of course, you know, she had a little girl across the street that was. It was hard because you had to go up against both of them all the time, didn't you?
Yeah, her and Sean Duncan.
Yeah, Sean Duncan. Of course, a lot of people remember David Duncan and Sean. Their daughter is just a precious person, and it's amazing.
I mean, it was definitely you know, crazy growing up. You know, going to school and classes and friends and stuff like that. I mean, it was always fun to be a twin.
Well, you know, we used to take you a picture. Now, people that have twins or have any child really take the picture every year, and you watch, and then later on you see how they've grown. Well, for about 5 or 6 years we did that with y'all, and then we stopped doing it. And I wish we hadn't, because we would have a portrait every year, and you know, it's amazing that how much you change in a year when you're young. But, of course, another lady that raised you was Miss Pearl Peacock, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, I was so young, you know, I didn't get to remember it as much. I mean, I definitely see it in pictures, though.
Miss Pearl Peacock was a long-time elementary school teacher, first grade. Wonderful lady. Everybody loved Miss Pearl Peacock. And she was my mother-in-law's best friend. And they did everything together. And Miss Pearl sort of, your grandmama would take Camille, and Miss Pearl would take you.
Well, lucky Miss Pearl then.
And you're still reaping benefits from it, aren't you?
Tell you what, man, I wish to God I didn't have to drive 459 because it's already a wreck. There's wrecks just everywhere in Birmingham every day.
Well, let me just tell you what's even worse.
Everybody in Troy, Alabama right now, be glad you don't have to drive in this traffic in Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, and another thing, too, when you go to Birmingham now, almost every time we go.
They're doing road construction from the water tower in Pelham to Alabaster, and it's going to take 2 years. They're 3-lane and everything, and it's just awful already.
Yeah. Well, Saturday, we drove up there Saturday for the birthday party and Easter, and it took us 4 hours. I'm talking about bumper to bumper. I mean, you're talking about driving you know, getting tired of something. And you know, what's going to happen is we're going to have a hard time getting people to come see us from Birmingham because of the traffic.
Well, I mean, I usually normally made Troy from Birmingham in 2 hours. I mean, I drive a little fast, but I mean, it's not a bad job at all, but now all this road construction they're building on the way in and on the way out, it's definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah. Okay, Mike, Tiger goes.
More than anything is the beach traffic, though.
Yeah. Have you seen any scores yet?
I'm driving right now. It's supposed to start at 7:30.
All right, Tiger goes off at 9:20:42.
Phil Mickelson goes off at 12:30.
And that's close. That's not far from now that Tiger goes off. Justin Thomas and Bubba Watson. Wait a minute. Sergio and Justin Thomas play together. That's at 9:53. Bubba Watson and Hendrick Stenson and Jason Day. That's the group you want to watch. Bubba Watson, Hendrick Stenson, and Jason Day. All three of them could win this thing, Mike.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of guys I work with, a big golf fan, so I'm sure we'll try to go eat lunch somewhere and watch it today.
Well, I tell you, these big screens are awfully nice. Another group Patrick Reed, he'll be a contender, and Charlie Hoffman go off at 10:15. Billy Horschel goes off at 10:26. Sandy Lyle still plays in this thing. I don't know why, but because he's a former winner.
He won the Masters, so you can keep on playing.
Here's the guy I was thinking about just a while ago was Trevor Immelman. He won the Masters not too long ago, didn't he?
It's probably been 10 years. You know, he's not even on the tour anymore. He lost his card.
Well, he's playing at 10:48.
Well, you can play because you can play forever if you win it.
And, you know, that's a shame because he was a good player. I liked him. Angel Cabrera, boy, be careful here.
That's your favorite, Angel Cabrera.
Hey, I can't stand him. But you know what? He's liable to do well. He plays the Masters well.
He plays all the big tournaments.
And I would say he's over 50. Wouldn't you think that he's over 50?
I think he's 44, they said.
God, he looks and acts a lot older than that, you know. He looks like he'd be carrying a heater. Mike, he looks like he'd be a guy you need to frisk. You know what I'm saying?
He still smokes on the course.
Oh, does he really? Does he really? And, you know, it seemed like they put a stop to that, Mike.
Well, that was pretty commonplace back in the day, didn't it?
Oh, I know it. Hey, we talked about that yesterday. You remember going over there and seeing Faldo underneath that tree? You remember that?
Yeah.
And he had
Raymond Floyd, all
and he had a cigarette in his mouth and a 9-iron or 8-iron or pitching wedge, whatever. And he had a cigarette in his mouth. That was really something that kids should have seen, you know?
You know, I was watching old school Johnny Carson the other night. They were playing a bunch of old shows, and Johnny Carson just smoked throughout the show.
Oh yeah. It was big. You know, you're exactly right.
I had a really good time watching that. It was just on random TV late night. They were playing old Carson shows, and he was a funny guy.
Oh, he was. Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get a little bit humble here. Gosh, we're about to go off the air. Are we ready to go off the air?
Yeah, you got to go off the air.
Yeah, I'll tell that story at another time. But Johnny Carson, my mama watched Johnny Carson every night of her life for a long time, every night. And I'd come in there and watch it with her, and that was sort of a quiet time we had together. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed our show. I hope you'll watch the Masters right here on Troy Cable Channel. The Golf Channel actually, it'll be on CBS, won't it? And then the Golf Channel on Channel 68.
ESPN will have the Masters.
ESPN has the Masters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you told me that. But it's going on right now, and hope you enjoy it.
On the weekend, it'll be on CBS, but the first two rounds are going to be
all right, I got you. You're exactly right. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again at 1:30 today on tape, and then live from our studios here on South Brunny Street, bright and early in the morning for Today in L.A.